everybody. I was just hopping on just to share a little bit of my thoughts as I've been reading through the book of Esther and how Esther, though she did not think she was going to be able to rise to the challenge, she was able to do it. There's a difference in how she did it and how she would have done it had she done it in her strength. So when Esther was told by Mordecai, and this is the book of Esther in the Bible, and it's a story of Esther, an orphan girl who divinely finds her place as the queen over the nation, right, over a nation, and married to the king. And God uses her to free a race, the Jewish race in that time, uses her to save a whole nation. But the most important thing that I want to share with you about our January 2024 moving forward, based on the book of Esther, is that Esther initially, when Mordecai approached her and told her that there was a decree that had been signed by Haman, the king's attendant, to make sure that the race would be exterminated. Initially, she did not have a response. Her response was what was not a response of action, right? As in, what can I do? And then Mordecai had to remind her that the position and the status that you have today, where you are today, don't think that you won't lose everything if the decree goes on. And don't think that you are safe. And he reminds her that also consider that God put you in that place and that position for such a time as this. Basically, he was saying, rise to the occasion. You don't have this name, these qualifications, this status for nothing. So I want to kind of remind everybody and kind of speak to everybody as I'm speaking to myself going in 2024. Everything about who you are, what you have, the status that you have, what you've accomplished, the education that you have, God has placed it in you for such a time as this. How can you use what you have to bless the world? How can you use what you have to change your environment, to influence the people around you? How can you use what you have to make a difference? How can you use what you have to minister to the people that you see and go through in the day? There are tools that you have that the world needs. And when we look at the book of Esther, she's able to rise up to the challenge. Esther was able to rise up to the challenge only after she took some time to commune with God. She called a 3-day fast for the whole nation that she and her maidens would also take part in. And also prayer. So whatever you believe in God for, and if you're looking at what you have in your hands and you're saying, what am I supposed to do with this that I have in my hands? There is a God who gives us all our answers. Engage God in prayer. Engage God in fasting. Engage God in reading your word so we can get what we need from God. The Holy Spirit is alive. He lives inside us and he's able to help us to hear heaven on behalf of our destiny. Prayer is not asking God. Prayer is aligning with heaven for heaven's purposes. So when we go into prayer, we're able to hear God for what he wants to do in our lives. I want to encourage you today that whatever you're doing, whatever it is that God has put in your plate, your qualifications, any and every single thing that makes you who you are, the whole of who you are, everything that you are, it is meant for such a time as this. Engage God that God may help you understand how you're going to utilize it in the world. I pray this blessed you, and I pray that God reveals to you your purpose in this season and in this generation. Have an amazing day. God bless.